Did you know that you can increase your Shopify store's conversion rate by 20 to 30% only by organizing your navigation better? Yeah, only by using a mega menu you can get more sales, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can set up a mega menu for free in the Shopify's Dawn theme. By following this tutorial you're going to build this beautiful mega menu, and if you stick around until the end I'm going to even show you how you can add an image banner on it. So if you're ready, let's jump right into the tutorial. So I'm here on my demo store, and with this Shopify store I'm selling bath goods. This store is built with the Shopify's Dawn theme. And I know for a fact that this store doesn't have such a great navigation, and that's because I got a lot of questions from my past customers that were using this store. So I decided to reorganize everything into a mega menu, because at the moment this store is using the normal layout where you have your menus at the top, and if your menus have sub-menus they will show at the bottom like this. And I think that a mega menu will give my customers much more clarity. This is another example of this classical navigation where you have your items in a line like that. And if the items have sub-items, they will show underneath. But as you can see, if you have a lot of products, these lists can get very long. Imagine if these elements would have sub-elements themselves, then this menu list would get really long, that you would have to actually scroll to get to all the elements. And we want to have everything stacked here underneath the header. So an example for a mega menu would be this. You will have your main elements at the top, and if the elements have sub-elements, then they will show something like this. So in this case, the shop element is the main menu. Then we have this soap sub-menu, bath and shower, body and others. These are sub-menus, and these underneath are sub-menus, and everything is stacked here in this box, and this makes it easier for the customer to understand and to see an overview of the store. And this is what I'm aiming for this store. I will want to have 3 elements here that each will have sub-categories and then sub-categories. And I've prepared my categories in these images. So I will want to have firstly a shower menu, and underneath the shower menu I'm going to have shower essentials, hair and scalp care, then shower products. These are the sub menus for shower, and then underneath each of them I will have also this sub categories. So in the case of shower essentials I'm going to have shower caddies, shower curtains, bubble bath, and so on. So each of these will have sub menus. So this is the main, these are the subcategories of the main, and these are the subcategories of the main, or the subcategories of the subcategory. Okay, this is too much. So you're gonna have the main menu, the sub menus, which are 3 in number, and each of the sub menus will have sub menus. And I'm gonna have 3 of these. I'm gonna have bath, and I'm going to have also bath bombs, because I'm selling a lot of those, and I would want to organize them in this way. So in case you want to have this done, you have categories that can be displayed in this way. This will give a lot of clarity to your customers. And if you are on the Dawn theme, this is going to be easy, because I'm going to show you exactly what you have to do. So first of all, we're going to go to our dashboard, and inside the dashboard, I'm going to go to my sales channels, and then I'm going to go to my online store, because I want to set the menu to be a mega menu, because at the moment the menu is not set as a mega menu. And to set it to be a mega menu, you're going to go to customize, and in here at the top you're going to have the header section. You're going to click on that, and instead of showing drop down here, you're going to choose mega menu. If you are on an older version of the Dawn theme, you might not have this. You may have to update your theme, but if you see this option here, then you're fine. You're just going to select mega menu and you're going to save. But because our menu is not set as a mega menu yet, we are not going to see the mega menu options. So if I go here and I refresh the page, if I go underneath bath, I'm going to see this big mega menu, but I'm just going to have these 2 elements. Instead of that, I'm going to go and I'm going to modify the bath element so that it has underneath all the menus that I need. And if you want to create menus on Shopify, you will have to go to your dashboard again, in the main dashboard here, not in the customizer. And you're going to go to content, and here you're going to have menus. So the menu that I'm showing on the store at the moment, which is this one here, is the main menu, this one over here. So I have the elements home, bath, shower, face, and contact. You can see them all here. If I want to keep on using this menu, I can modify this one, but because you may have your store live and customers can access it, we might want to just create a different menu for the mega menu. So in order to create a different menu, you're gonna go back to your menu list here and you're gonna create menu, and you can name it whatever you want. You can say mega menu or something that you will be able to recognize. So mega menu for me, and we can add starting elements in here. And because I want to keep on having some of the elements that I already have, like home and contact, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna add them. So I'm gonna say home, and then this is going to be home page, and that's it. So we can check that. Then we can add contact, and make sure that you're spelling it correctly. So you're gonna look for the contact page. So inside pages, we're gonna have contact, and you can check that, and we can save. Now, because I have this menu here, I can go to the customizer again and select it on my page so that I can see what I'm doing. And if you have a live theme and you still want to preview the changes that you're doing, you can make a copy of your live theme and then set this newly created menu on that copy theme and then preview the theme in order to see the changes. But because my store is not live now, I can go and I customize the live theme directly so that I can see the changes on my menu. So again, going in the customizer, in the header section here, you're gonna have at the top the menu. So at the moment we have the main menu, but we're gonna replace that with the mega menu that we just created, and the mega menu just has 2 elements at the moment. So that's all it's gonna show for now, but I'm gonna save it and I'm going to preview my theme. So I'm gonna go and view. So this is the menu at the moment. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna create the first sub menu. In order to do that, I'm gonna go back to my dashboard and to content, and then to menus. I'm going to open the mega menu, and inside here I'm going to add more elements. I'm going to open my structure here. So my first element will be shower. So I'm going to add 1 element. I'm going to say shower, and I'm going to select the link. If you have a collection already created named like that, you can go ahead and create it. If the menu is a page, you can find it in here, or if you have a link that's not on your Shopify store, you can just paste that link in here. But make sure when you add a link, like for example, if I go and I add a pound sign, it's going to show me this. If you don't click on this, it's not going to register. So if I click outside and I save, the pound is not there. The same will happen when you add a link. So in order to save the value in there, you're just gonna have to click here, and the value will be saved in this field, and you can save. If you want to modify the value, you can edit it, and then in here you're going to again navigate to the link that you want. But again, if you want to add a link that's not on your Shopify store, you will just have to select it from here. In my case, I'm gonna look for my shower collection. So inside collections, I'm gonna say shower, and you can add filters if you want, but it's optional. I'm not gonna do it. So I'm going to check it and I'm going to save. And now if I go and I refresh the page, I'm gonna have another element, but the shower element should be in between the home and the contact element. So I'm gonna go back, and what you have to do is go on the element you want to move, click and hold and move it where you want it, so in between the elements for me, and then you're gonna save, and you can check again the changes, and you will see that the element moved in between. Now let me check again my structure. We have shower, which is the main one, and now we have shower essentials, which is one of the subcategories of shower. And in order to add a subcategory, I'm gonna add a new element, of course, which is shower essentials. I don't have that collection created yet, so instead of looking for a collection in here, I'm going to just add the pound sign, as I said earlier. This will make a link that doesn't have a target yet. You will have to go ahead and replace the pound later if you do this. So when clicked, this link will go nowhere. For now, I'm gonna do that, but later I'm gonna replace this with the actual link when I'm gonna create the collection. And again, I'm going to click and drag this here. Now it's under the shower collection, but it is on the same level. So if I save now, this element will be an equal of the shower menu, and I don't want that. I want it to be a child of the shower element. And to do that, I'm going to click and drag again and move a little bit to the right. I'm going to save and just show you. So now under the shower element, I'm going to have the shower essentials like that. I'm going to go back to my menu and I'm going to add the other elements. So let's see what we have next. I'm going to create the sub menus for the shower essentials because I'm here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy the text and I'm going to add another element, which should be a child of the shower essentials now. So I'm going to add the title, and again, I'm going to use the £sign because I don't have that collection created yet. And I'm going to drag it again, even more to the right. And it's going to go right here, which is now a child of the shower essentials. And I'm going to click the check mark here, and I'm going to add the other elements that are underneath the shower essentials. So shower curtains, I'm going to copy that and add the element, adding the £sign. So now I'm gonna check them and I'm going to save. And if I go to the site now and I look under the shower element, I'm gonna have one parent element, which is shower essentials. And underneath it, I'm gonna have 3 child elements. Okay, now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna add the other menus. So I'm gonna go back to my menus here and I'm gonna open the structure and I'm gonna continue with the hair and scalp care. And I'm going to add one more element on this level here because this new element that I want to add is on the same level as shower essentials. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to add here the £sign again. I'm going to select it and check it. And underneath it, I have a couple of elements and I'm going to create them. So shampoo, and I'm going to check it and drag it to the right a bit. Now shampoos is a child of hair and scalp care. I'm gonna add another element on that level, conditioners, and another element which will be scalp treatments. Now I'm gonna add one more element on this level. So the last one in this category is shower products, and I'm going to add it from here, paste in there. And then I'm going to add the £sign again. Underneath shower products, we have body wash and shower gel. I'm going to add that. And this is a child of the shower products. And I dragged it to the right. Now I'm going to add the other one or ones. So there are 2 more. Okay, now that this is done, you can check it or you can just save because it's going to be automatically checked. And if I open that up, I have my elements in there. If I go to the page and I refresh the page, I should have 3 submenus underneath shower. And I do, and they look like this. This is the padding that I've set for my theme. If you have a padding starting from here, you have your logo starting somewhere here. Your menu is also going to start from there. Towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you a method of adding an image in here so that you can represent the category, for example, shower. You can have a shower related image in here, or you can feature a product, maybe a bestseller product that you have so that people can see it and click it directly, go and buy it and so on. Okay, now that I have my shower menu, I'm going to go and I'm going to create the other 2 menus that I have. So I'm going to create a bath menu. It would be so easy to just have a duplicate button here and to duplicate everything. We could rename all the elements, delete what we don't need, and so the process would be much easier, but unfortunately there is no option at the moment. So I'm gonna just add one more element, which will be bath. So new element, bath. And for the link, you're gonna go to your collection or whatever link you want to add in there. Then I am going to move this above underneath shower and I'm going to check it. I'm gonna add another element, which is the submenu of bath. I'm going to copy the first submenu of bath and I'm going to add this here and I'm going to move it underneath bath and move it a bit to the right so it becomes a child for the bath element. I'm going to check that. And now let's add the first child of the body and body care element. That I'm going to add it here. So I'm going to paste and add my £sign. And I think you got the gist of it, right? Like, you just have to work with these 3 levels. Now I'm gonna add the rest of the elements, so I'm not gonna bore you with adding everything again. Okay, so this is how it looks like so far. I've created my main menus and underneath them, I created their children, so this sub menus. And underneath the sub menus, I've created their own sub menus. So all of them are added. I have my shower menu, then I have my bath menu with its own elements underneath. Then I have my bath bombs. And this is how it looks like on my page. So I have my main elements there. If I click the main menus, I'm going to open up this sub menu with all the options that I have. And the same for each of them. So this is how it looks like. If you find yourself in the same situation where your layout is too wide, in my case, I think this is a little bit too wide. I think I want to make this a little bit narrower. I'm going to go to the theme settings. So I'm going to go to my online store and then customize. And underneath here, I'm going to go to layout and I'm going to have this option. Again, if you're on the Dawn theme, you're going to have everything that I'm talking about. If not, you might have to look for some similar options for that particular theme, but themes on Shopify differ a lot. So you might not have this option. In my case, I'm just going to drag this to 1200 pixels, and this will be my theme's grid. So my grid is going to be a maximum of 1200 pixels. I'm going to save that and I'm going to refresh my page and see the changes. And yeah, everything moved a little bit more to the center. And now this is my mega menu, which looks much better. But let's go back to the setup. And what I wanted to say is that these main elements, like shower, for example, they don't need a link, because as you can see, this one has the shower link, but because we are using the mega menu option, that link is not working when you click. So for this type of element that is at the top and it has a mega menu opening under it, you can go ahead and change to a pound sign. Again, this will make the element have no target and it's not going to go anywhere when someone clicks it. So you can save that. Anyways, the theme does that automatically. What I wanted to say is that you don't need to add a link to this parent element. And underneath them, for example, underneath the shower element, if you don't want these elements at the top to have a link, you can just keep the pound sign and that's it. So these links will go nowhere. But the elements underneath them, they should have links, and you should have these collections created or pages or whatever you want to link underneath. So once you have this set, your store will have much more clarity. So when customers will land on the store, they will see the titles that will represent the collections, and then the sub collections, and then the sub collections. And things will be much clearer for them. But if you want to give them an extra graphic way of understanding your collection, you may want to add a picture here or an image banner like we saw on this side here. So whenever you go to a menu, you're gonna see here that they have these images that represent kind of the collection or the category. So if you want that on this setup here, unfortunately the Dawn theme developers didn't add that option yet, but I'm going to show you how you can add it. And if you want to do that, you're going to head in the description of this video and you're going to find a link for a tutorial that I have. Once downloaded, you're gonna have something like this. It's going to be a tutorial that's very easy. You're gonna have some code that you're gonna have to copy and paste to your code editor. So I'm just going to copy everything in here and I'm going to go to my theme and I'm going to edit the theme I want to add this feature on. So edit code. In here, I'm going to search for mega menu and you're going to open this up, the header mega menu. You're going to select everything on that file and you're going to paste in the code that you just copied. And then you're going to save. Now you're going to go back to the tutorial and underneath here, you're going to have another part that you're going to have to copy. And you're going to go back to the code editor and you're going to look for header.liquid. So header.liquid, which is here. And you're going to scroll at the bottom. And at the bottom, you're going to see this blocks part of the schema of the section. What you want to do is go in here where you see this curly bracket and add a comma after it, then an enter, and then paste the code that you just copied, and then you're going to save. Once that's done, you're going to have the option to add that image, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. You're going to go to these three dots here and you're going to go to customize theme, and inside the customizer, you're going to go here to the header section and you're going to click this arrow down and you're going to see add block. Then you're gonna add a block, which is going to be the menu image. After adding the block, you're gonna have it here listed. You're gonna click it. And in here, you're gonna be able to pinpoint what image you want to show under which of these elements. And to do that, you just have to add in here the name of the menu. So in this case, it's going to be shower and it's going to be lowercase. So shower. If you have elements in here that have multiple words, like for example, shower curtains, you're going to have to just add a minus where you have a space and then the other words. So shower minus curtains, but in this case, it's just going to be shower. Once you've pinpointed the element you want to show the image on, you're just gonna have to select an image, and you can select the type of image you want. It can be a square, it can be a rectangle, whatever you think fits best. So in my case, let's search for something relating to shower. So I'm just gonna select this image here and I'm gonna say done. You can adjust here the position of the image, and you can even add a link. So if I go here, I can select a collection, for example, shower. So I can say that this image should have this link over it. Now if I save and I go to my site and I refresh, now if I go and I click on the shower element, you'll see that I have an image displayed here. This image can be adjusted. Let's go and make it a little bit smaller. Actually, I'm gonna make it 130 pixels. Let's see how that looks like. Yeah, I think this looks nice. And if I click on this image, I'm gonna go to the shower collection, which is great. And I can go and I can do this for the other elements. Let me just go and do that. So in here, I can go and I can add one more block, and I'm gonna say here bath, lowercase. I'm going to select a bath item like a bath bomb, and I'm going to add a link to the collection. Well, I don't have a collection bath, but I'm gonna add a link to that. And I'm going to say the image should be 130 pixels wide, and I'm going to save. Now, if I go to the bath collection, I'm gonna have a bath image showing here. And I'm gonna go now and I'm gonna add one for bath bombs as well. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna add one more block here. Make sure not to add a new section, but a new block like that. And you're going to open that up. And as I said, for bath bombs, because we have two words, we're gonna have to say bath minus bombs. This is the handle of that element. And I'm going to select a different image for that. Let's select a different shape of an image. Let's see how this one will look like. And I'm going to say this is going to be 140 pixels wide. Let's see how that looks like. I'm gonna save, and I didn't add a link to this one. And if I go now to bath bombs, I have my image in here, which looks awesome. I think this is a much better way of showcasing your products. If you have a lot of collections or a lot of products, customers will have a better image over your products and they will focus on buying, not on searching for certain items. Again, if you're interested in this enhanced mega menu for the Dawn theme, you're gonna have the link in the description. Okay, now that you know how to build a mega menu, if you're interested in more conversion rate tips, you may want to see this video next. Click it and I'll see you there.